This is the engine bay as it stands. Like I said, pretty much everything has been removed that is not, or used to, I guess, run the Honda motor. I'm retaining the ABS pump because I don't feel like redoing lines or worrying about proportioning valves or anything like that, so we're just going to keep it like that. I did have to move it because the turbo dump pipe needs to go where it used to be, right about here. Like I said, these power steering lines are going to wrap around. It should be able to meet with the Volkswagen engine, and aside from the pressure differences, it should just work. I mean, even a little bit of power steering would be better than no power steering. It will not have AC, obviously. I don't feel like doing that, nor do I care, even if when I had it I never used it in my own cars. Brake booster should actually line up, because this is about where it would be in a Volkswagen, right about here. And with any luck, this Honda clutch line, we're going to splice it somewhere and bring it down here, and that's where the Volkswagen transmission would sit. So we're going to attempt to use a Honda clutch pedal to operate a Volkswagen slave cylinder, along with the master cylinder from the Honda. So basically I don't have to mess with this braking system at all. It already works, so ain't no use in breaking nothing that wasn't broken in the first place. Other than that, this is a fuel line. We'll simply be using that to get fuel to the motor. Cool thing about my particular engine, as opposed to most other 2-liter Volkswagens or other Volkswagens, is it doesn't have a return system. So I just need a feed, and that's it. So that'll work just there. The one thing I'm not 100% sure about is the fitment for the Mark IV fuel tank in the Honda. It's probably one being too big or too deep, or something's gonna be. Who knows? Maybe it'll bolt up. I guess we'll find out. But that's where we're at on the engine bay. I'll see about getting the washer fluid, working. I mean, I got lines everywhere. I'll assume the pumps still work. It's not a huge priority to me, since the thing doesn't have wiper blades anyway. There used to be a harness coming out of here. It has been removed. It all did engine stuff, or stuff that I don't really care about. ABS, like I said, it's gonna stay there because I don't feel like messing with proportioning valve crap and changing the way this car brakes. So it's gonna be deactivated and still present. I might revisit in the future to kind of clean it up, but for right now I really don't care. Volkswagen engine harness will likely come out of this hole. Or I'll have to make a custom cubby hole for the ECU, probably right about here, because the wires are a certain length. On the Volkswagen, the wiring runs along this and goes up in there and then comes across to the ECU right about here. So either a cubby hole or just relocate the harness. I mean, I can run the harness the other way, get it through that hole. But yeah, this is primarily just light stuff as far as I know. That's the only purpose of these wires right here, which I do obviously need lights. So that's where we're at. We'll be retaining this fuse panel for whatever it does to the car. Like I said, basically what we're going to be doing is we're going to be leaving the Honda ECU in here and the key in the on position. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to loop the two, or I guess splice the two ignitions together. It'll be using a Volkswagen ignition to start the engine. And with any luck, with the ignition just chilling with the key on, what's going to happen is when you turn the Volkswagen ignition on, it turns the Honda ignition on, which turns the Honda ECU on. So we'll have two ECUs running off one ignition. It should work, don't know, maybe it won't. We'll find out. If it doesn't, then I just don't have lights, which is something I can address kind of easily in the future. But that's where we're at right now. We're about to clean this up, as this is a heinous, dirty mess of an engine.